Okay, I'm back. So we're into April now. Here, my first sale in April was a Old Spice shaving mug, and I threw in a shaving brush. Nothing special, just like a Bakelite, uh, whatever. People collect these things, and the reason people wanted this one is it had that Toronto on there, and I guess that's a bit uncommon. Uh, I got all sorts of messages, people asking for close-ups of the boat and asking all sorts of questions, and I tried to answer them as best as I could. And finally, a guy sent me a message and said, "Hey, I had it for $35," and he said, "Hey, I don't really want to pay $35 for the condition that's in. Give me a shout if you lower the price." And so I did right away. I went down quite a bit, and I said, "Hey, have a look now and see if you want to pull the trigger." And he did, and he was happy, and I'm happy too. Next one is just a Sony CD system, I think it is, remote. Yeah, picked it up for $1, sold it for $12. Pretty easy. I don't go crazy taking pictures. There's not a whole lot to show. Oh, the other thing is it's had a broken piece on the battery holder. Where is it? Yeah, that happened while I had it. When I pulled it off, a chunk of the guide fell off. So that was kind of annoying, but it sold really fast. Oops. So yeah, whatever. $12 from $1. That's pretty nice. Oh, and the Old Spice thing I got for $1. So, and the brush came in a lot of other stuff. So, I have lots of the shaving gear. This is a Olivetti typewriter brush kit thing for brushing your ink off your typewriter. Yeah, just looked cool, so I picked it up. I think it was 50 cents when I got it. People like to accessorize, so I grabbed it. I learned something about shipping on this one. I thought that you could just send it letter mail to the States. You can do that within Canada. If it fits in a letter and it's under, I think it's 2 centimeters thick, you can send anything letter mail. No tracking or anything, and so I was just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that to Canada and the States. And that is not the case for sending from Canada to the USA. So I ended up eating an additional $5 shipping. So it wasn't the greatest sale because it went to someone in the States. But in the end, I still made a few bucks on it, so that's good. And here we have a carbide lamp for miners, and a storage tin for the calcium carbide. Both are in pretty rough shape. Not super desirable. The carbide lamp, it's not like a super rare one. It's nice, it's a cool looking one. It's got a crack on the reflector, and it's got a really small reflector. Lots of people want the really big ones because they look cool. There's all sorts of rust inside the tin, blah blah blah. I sold it for $70, free shipping, so pretty decent. I think I paid $20 for the lamp, and it was $15 for the tin, so bit less than doubled my money after shipping and fees and everything. So I don't know, I probably made $25, somewhere in that range on that one. Here we have Viewpoint Photo Cube printer cartridge, 2 of them, and I actually got these 2 things with the actual printer, but the printer was missing the power cord, and I didn't realize that when I got it. So I got all of that for $10, and I sold just these two printer cartridges for 22 bucks plus shipping, and then the printer had one of these inside of it as well, and so I just threw that in to the person who bought this. I'm pretty sure it was unused, but I don't really know how to tell, so I might have sent them an empty printer cartridge, so whatever. So yeah, it doubled my money, even though I ended up like throwing away or recycling or whatever the actual printer. Here's a pair of John Fluvog shoes, slip-on Oxfords, 40 bucks, and I did free shipping. I guess I did free shipping. I don't remember why I did that. They aren't in the greatest shape. I cleaned them up as best I could, but they're still pretty worn, and John Fluvogs are a pretty high-end shoe, so the buyers tend to want them to be in really good shape. The elastic part is not pretty either. So yeah, I sold these to a Canadian buyer. Still made some money. I think I got the shoes themselves for like $7 or $8, and then shipping was $13. So I still did all right on those. I'm surprised I did free shipping though. I don't normally do that. Here we have a San Francisco Giants hat. Still had the sticker and everything, really good shape, and it has the World Series Championship patch on the side from 2014, so kind of collectible. Sold it for 32 bucks. I might have, yeah, no, that's what I actually sold it for. So it went to the States for about 40 bucks total. I got this from Value Village, I think, for, I think it was $7.99. So that was pretty cool. Here is a kind of out of my comfort zone on this one, but I saw it and I was like, that's kind of a weird looking contraption. So this is a triple barrel curling iron. So yeah, it's got the like heating fingers, 2 on one side and 1 on the other, and it kind of does waves. It's not like a super high-end brand. This is Innis. I don't know how you say it properly. That's just like an importer. Like, it's not Revlon, it's not whatever like real hairdresser brand. But I figured someone out there is looking for a waving thing, and it does have some like fancier features like adjustable heat. I cleaned it up really well. And so yeah, I sold it for 25 bucks. I think it was $4 I paid for it, somewhere around there. This one's kind of cool. These are Dymo labels for like the machines, not the like super fancy ones that Amazon sellers use, but just like the little handheld ones. And these are a hard to find, really wide tape, so 24 millimeters. I found this box at a local thrift store, and I think I paid $3 for the whole shebang. And I looked on eBay, and I saw that the individual tapes were going for about, what was it? I think it was like $15 each. So I initially started them at like 60 bucks, and I did the free shipping. I should have sold them individually, because not many people want 4 things of label tape, but it took way longer to sell this way. But they did sell, and I did mark them down a couple times, and it ended up going for 55 bucks plus shipping. I paid shipping, sorry, not plus shipping. I can't remember if it sold to Canada or the States, but either way, pretty good for what I paid for them. Here's a Polaroid camera I sold. I think I paid about $5 for it. from Value Village, I think, again. I have a lot of stuff from Value Village, not gonna lie. So yeah, 24 bucks, $12 shipping. Sold really to the city, like pretty much closest to me. So they got it in like, I want to say it was like one business day they had it in their hands. So I got some good positive feedback there. Yeah, not much to it, just a Polaroid 1 camera. I've got a blue one right now that I got to get listed, so those, they sell fast. It's crazy. Here's a big sale. Woo-woo! It's a Nikon D2X DSLR camera body with 18,000 shutter actuations. If you're ever selling these things, that's the number people care about. And that's really low. I think anything under 40,000 I consider pretty low. Anything over 80,000 I would consider too high for me to want to sell. I probably would. I sell broken stuff, whatever. But these guys I picked up from a government auction years ago, when I was still had a full-time job. And I thought I would sell on eBay on the side, and they just sat in a box for years. And so now I finally got them listed, and they're selling slowly yet steady, maybe one a month. I started with 6 of them. I think I'm down to 3 now, and I paid $1,000 ish for the 6 of them. So I've made my money back now, and every time I sell these, it's all profit now. Pardon me, sorry, I just had lunch. Yeet. And I've never had one of those returned. Pardon me. Like, they came from, so buying government surplus is kind of funny because they make you go to the actual, depending on the situation, they make you go to the actual location where the stuff was used. And so this one, I was able to get the story because of that. They're from a military newspaper, so I went to the military base, and the person who brought them was like the office manager of the base newspaper, and so I knew they led a pretty privileged life in that they really didn't get used very much, and yeah, so I'm happy with them. Buyers have all been happy with them, and none of them have high shutter actuations, so really lucked out on that buy. And if I would have sold them when I first got them, I probably would have made an extra 500 or 600 bucks total, but that's life. Here we have a Muppets scooter mug, sold for 28 bucks, and this went to Sweden, so I think this is another case. It was surprising. The shipping was actually fairly low. I think the shipping they paid was about $18. So that was surprising. It's a pretty cool mug. I got it for $1. It's from 1979, so it's a Survivor. Super clean. Took a while, but yeah. Scooter, who knew? I would have figured people wanted the like bigger characters, but this guy wanted Scooter, so right on. Alright, next. North Face camp slippers sort of thingies. These are goose down filled slippers. Let me show you the bottom. They have grips. I did a pretty bad job of cleaning these. It's kind of embarrassing. So yeah, I would normally brush that out so they look like new, but I knew with the North Face I could really do no wrong. So yeah, I listed them. They sold pretty quickly. I think I want to say within a week or two. You can see my pictures have started to get a little bit nicer, hey, than my older ones. So this one really just shows the product, nothing else, none of the background. So way to go, me. So I picked these up. The person at Value Village, again, priced them as if they were slippers. So I think it was about $4 I paid for these. Sold them for $44. And actually, I threw in a North Face, it's like a laundry bag that would be sold with like a camping duffel bag or whatever. And I had one of those kicking around. And so I thought it was a nice thing to throw in. Because, like, I've seen people try and sell that bag for $10 and it just sits on eBay forever. So I thought this was a perfect match. So I put them in the bag and then wrapped them up. I don't know if I put them in a poly mailer or a box when I shipped them out. I can't remember, but yep, sent them out. They're happy, I'm sure. Pretty sure they left feedback saying that. Here's D-Link Wi-Fi baby camera. This was a retail arbitrage sort of deal. I picked it up from Shoppers Drug Mart. They were blowing them out. I think it was $40 or $50, and I took a shot on it. It has some pretty bad reviews on Amazon, so I was a little worried once I got home and put it up. But it sold. It took about a month, maybe more. And so it sold for $85, plus they paid shipping, so did all right on that. So that was pretty nice. I don't know if I would spend that much again to do it, but worked out good. So here we have a Bushnell Yardage Pro laser rangefinder. I I played around with this thing. I put a battery in it and tested it. Like, my office backs out, there's like an alley and then there's a parking garage, and so I was able to like aim the laser at the parking garage and stuff, and it did spit back yardage. So I figure it's working. Sent it out. I don't know, like I don't know these things, so I found the view, like through the viewfinder, to be quite blue. And so I don't know if people just don't care when they're golfing, or if that view is they assume you're somewhere sunny, and so that's kind of their like UV coating. So I don't know. I just put all that in the listing, and it sold pretty quick, within a week, I'd say. $65, and they paid shipping, and I got it for, I think it was $12 from Value Village again. This one was kind of cool. So this is a SIG fuel bottle, older one, pretty beat up and dented. So you can see, oops, come on, give you a zoom in. Might not be able to because it's too small. But yeah, there's all sorts of dings and dents in it. But I knew that didn't matter because the valuable... Oh, and there's like oxidization inside of the bottle. I don't know if you can see that there. It might be. So yeah, the bottle isn't the valuable part. The valuable thing, believe it or not, is this red ring. It's a pouring spout that was an accessory for not very long, like a year or two. A company was putting them out, and I'm 95% sure that's the reason this sold. Went for $30. If I had just the bottle and the cap, I'd be lucky to get $15. So over double the value because it had that red pour cap. So that's pretty cool, something to watch out for. I picked this up locally It was actually two fuel bottles with the caps and the red thing. They're $15 each, and I will probably keep. So this is the half-liter one, and I still have the 1-liter one, and I might keep it for myself because I think it's cool and I like camping stuff. So here we have, look at that, it's sold for a price. It's not accurate, but it's pretty cool. So this is a Tupac, All Eyes on Me, real deal vintage t-shirt. There are fakes of this shirt out there. You can buy a reproduction for $30. I priced it high, and I eventually turned on, I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. I wondered, wait, I lost my train of thought. I started out at $250 I put it up for, because there'd been some at auction that went for similar prices, and I was kind of shooting for the moon, and so I lowered it down a couple times, and I did put it on sale when I had sales in my store, and it had quite a few watchers, like 7 or 8, which is a lot for me, which doesn't mean anything. Like, watchers really don't mean anything, but you can see like where it's pretty threadbare, which is awesome. People are after that. And it has some issues, like this is a seam that's come loose and blah blah blah. But I had someone message me. No, I think I turned on best offer, and a person sent me an offer for half price. It was like $110, and so I didn't just decline it, which normally if someone offers half price, you know, I'll just decline because it's kind of rude. But they sent a message that said, hey, this isn't my final offer. I would really like this for my collection, blah blah blah. Kind of a case of you catch more flies with honey. And so I went back and I worked with them, and they eventually bought it for $160 plus shipping. So that was pretty incredible. I got the shirt for $9, so pretty awesome. Vintage hip hop. I have a decent amount of that stuff in my store, and you know, it doesn't sell fast, but it sells, so that was pretty awesome. And they were super happy with it. They, you know, they left me feedback and everything. Here is a very unstylish wig that I don't know why I picked this thing up, but well, the reason I picked it up is because it had the tags attached still. Since getting this thing, I've done a bit more research on wigs, and I sort of know what to look for. This one's not super desirable, right? Like, there aren't many people who are like, that's the hairstyle for me. But yeah, Renee of Paris synthetic wig. The name of the wig is Bubbles. I picked it up, I think it was like $5 I picked it up for. It has the box, so box, original tags, didn't look like it's been worn, so that's why I bought it. It took months before it sold, and I think I started at like $40 and went down to $25, and it finally sold. So still made some decent money, but kind of a funny one. Oh, and I picked that wig up at a local thrift shop. So here we have mileometer vacuum gauge. This is for a car. Pretty cool looking. Pretty good shape for its age. Came with the box. It looked like it had been used just by the wire, but not for long. I picked this up for $1 at a garage sale, which is kind of amazing. I actually found some more accessories to go with this when I was shipping it out. They'd like fallen out of the box, so the instructions, that was what was, they're not in any of the pictures, but they went out with the shipment, so hopefully the person who received it's pretty happy. Yeah, paid $1, sold it for $50. Pretty awesome. Here we have a CF18 Hornet Supply trucker hat. Yep, not much to it. This was kind of a funny one. Sort of pet peeve, the buyer sent a message saying, I can't believe how expensive the shipping is. Like, there's no way it costs that much. Which is just annoying, right? Like, that's just a bad way to say, hey, is this shipping correct? And so I sent back and said, well, what's your postal code? Blah, blah, blah. This is how it gets shipped out. This is the dimensions. This is the weight. If you can find a cheaper option, I'd be happy to work with you. But I'll also drop the price by $5 right now. And if that helps your decision, go for it. And so he did. He bought it. And the shipping was what it quoted him. So he was just looking for a bit of a deal. But if that's what you want, just ask for that, Don't be like your shipping is wrong, because yeah. So it was kind of funny, but sent it out. I'm sure I paid $1 for that hat at a garage sale or thrift store, $1 or $2. Sold it for $10. Here we have a So Clean CPAP sanitizer and cleaner. This is kind of a crazy one too. So this machine, I saw it at Value Village, and I had a look, and I looked underneath it, and it said what it is. I thought it was a jewelry cleaner or a ultrasonic cleaner, and so that's why I initially looked at it, because I sort of know what those sell for. And then it said CPAP cleaner, and I was like, oh, medical device, can't sell it on eBay, I'll pass. And so I just left it there. 3 or 4 days later, I came back, and I was doing a lot more research. I was on my phone a lot more, and I saw the thing again, and it caught my eye again. And so I actually looked it up, because I kind of justified it, right? I was like, well, it's not an actual CPAP machine. It's a cleaner, right? Like, it's essentially a dishwasher. And so I looked it up, and I saw what they were selling for, and I was like, okay, I'll drop the $10 on this thing and see how it does. Because some of the solds are in the, like, nearly $300. And so I bought it, I brought it home, put it up, tested it out as best as I could. Like, I don't have a CPAP machine, not yet anyways, give it a few years. But I plugged it in. You have to sort of, I don't know if I can show this very well. It has these on the side where the hose from your CPAP machine goes. So on the left hand side there, when you put the hose in there, there's actually a hidden switch that it won't allow you to turn it on, because it wants your mask to be in there, and it wants the, I don't know what you call it, like O2 or whatever, oxygenated air to go up into your mask to kill bacteria. And so I held that down with my finger and told it to start, and it did, and it made noise and blah blah blah. But I'm not gonna sit there and hold it and like wait to see if I can smell the smell the stuff that it pumps out. So I took a risk and said that it's tested working, because it really seems like it was. And so yeah, it's off, and it's with its new owner, and I haven't heard anything back yet, so I'm hoping they're happy with it. Here's a cool one. It's a Spalding / Ciroc basketball. So I saw this thing. It was $10 at Value Village. I was just like, that's kind of cool. I figured I could sell it for 20 bucks locally, worst case scenario. I looked it up on eBay, nothing. Looked it up on Google, one person selling it on a local classifieds thing. They were selling it for 20 bucks. So I was just like, well, so that kind of confirms my suspicions that worst case scenario, I can sell it locally for 20 bucks. But it's cool. Like, I was just like, this is cool. There's no doubt about it that someone who collects basketballs will pay up for this thing. And so I initially had it up there for, I want to say it was like $90. You should look at the like basketball sales on eBay. There's some basketballs just like plain, not signed. I wouldn't know them from any other basketball that have sold for like hundreds of dollars. It's kind of amazing. So whatever, I put it up for I think $90 at first, and someone sent me a message and was like, why is it so expensive? And so I let that sit for a day, because, you know, your gut reaction is to say, don't worry about it. You know, it's obviously not for you, blah, blah, blah. Just when someone's rude, or you feel like they're being rude, it's really easy to respond in a negative manner. And so I let it sit for a day, and then I responded to them. It's priced because of its rareness and how cool it is. Like, those were my exact words. That was all I said, and then I did the sunglasses emoji because I'm a dork. And that person said, are you going to activate best offer on this? I'm interested in it, but I'm not at its current price. And I said, I thought about it. I don't like best offer. I don't usually use it. It's got to be for the right thing, right? Like, if something's $20, there's no chance in it that I'm gonna put best offer on it. I just don't want to waste my time on that. Other people do it and they do great with it. All the power to you. But it's just not for me. And so I put best offer on this, and blah blah blah. We went back and forth. We didn't even go back and forth very much, actually. He initially came, he offered $40, and I came back at 70, I want to say, and then he did 55, and I took 55, because, you know, that's pretty good, and that was kind of a bird in the hand situation. I didn't know how long I'd be sitting on it otherwise, and I actually found a Ciroc basketball glass at a thrift store for $1, and so I threw that in when I shipped it out, so they'll be happy when they get that. This was just recently sold. This is a Polaroid the Reporter land camera. These are cool. I pick these up almost every time I see them. This one, I didn't realize it when I bought it, but it has some corrosion damage in there. That white stuff on the right of the bellows. And so I sold this one as is. I couldn't tell if that affects any functions or anything. This was not a good buy on my part. If I'd seen that corrosion, I probably wouldn't have bought this one. I paid $15 for it, and I sold it for $20, so I'd be lucky if I made 25 cents on that sale. Here we have a Google Chromecast. This was another thing I picked up at Shoppers Drug Mart. They were like liquidating these things. You were only allowed to buy one. So I paid $15 for it, new in box. Initially had it on for, it seemed like the going rate was it was like 42 or 45 bucks. So I had it on there, and then I just kept marking it down because I don't want to be stuck with this thing when another new model comes out. So yeah, that was pretty good. new in box, so I'm not worried about it coming back to me. So here we have a Sony tape, like full-size tape player and recorder. A little bit Home Alone-y with the microphone on the end. Yeah, 25 bucks. I think I paid $3 for this. Could have been up to $5. I'm not sure. So yeah, took some pictures, threw batteries in it, spins around, tested it out, and now it's off to its new home. That was just yesterday, so hasn't made it there. Haven't heard anything back, obviously. Here is a crazy one. This is like a Dr. Ho like body zapper machine. It's not Dr. Ho brand, it's a different Slender Tone abdominal muscle ABS machine. I don't think it's been used. If it has, it's been used very sparingly. It still has the plastic cover on the LCD screen there. You can see the batteries almost run out, but I was able to power it on and show that it seems to work. I sure as heck wasn't gonna strap myself into that machine. So yep, there it is. I threw down a tape measure to show whoever's buying it how big it can go. Crazy thing is, it doesn't have the AC adapter, which you need to charge the actual belt. So I included that in the title, no AC, and the condition on here says that that's not included, and in the description it says there is no AC adapter. You can purchase one separate from the Slender Tone website. So that's my big fear, is that the person's gonna receive it and be like, oh, I didn't realize you needed the AC adapter to like actively use this thing or to recharge it. So that's my fear. We'll see what happens there. I did everything I could short of messaging them before sending it out. I know I could have done that extra step. I assumed and that may be the thing that bites me, that it would go to someone who's buying it because of the price. I built into the price that they could pay for that extra thing, or they're just getting a really good deal if they already have another piece of this system, because they make a bunch of different ones. They have an arm one and a whatever back, I don't know. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. I got this belt from the Habitat for Humanity Restore, so like a building supplies store, used building supplies and architectural elements type store, for $3. So they have a really small fitness area. It's usually like skis and hockey sticks and stuff, and this thing was in there with a $3 price tag. And so yep, that was pretty nice. Alright, that's everything I got. Hopefully I'll have some more for you next month. Maybe enough in 1 month to do a single video, so that'd be nice. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. Thank you.